This week is roster update week, so I wanted to take some players, look at them, and maybe make some predictions on who I think is going to go up. Couple things before we get into it. First thing, I'm not going to be looking at players who go down. Not that I don't think that's important, but what I want to really focus on is what you can invest in. If you have a card that you buy a card that's a gold and it drops to silver, you might lose 100, 200, 300 subs, which does suck, maybe even a little more, but it's a little bit of a loss. What I really want to focus on though is where can you profit? Because if you know where you can profit, you find these cards that are going to upgrade that maybe people don't know about. You can make way more than you would lose on one or two cards you're sitting on that get downgraded. So I really just want to focus on upgrades. The other thing is I've only maybe got like 8 to 10 of them. Some of them are more mainstream, but I just want to put them out there just in case you have them. You might want to sit on them where I think they're going to go. And maybe buying and selling off of hype because, as more people, I know like the bigger YouTubers, if they put out a video that says, hey, invest in X player, that card will skyrocket in price. So then you should consider maybe getting it ahead of time before these cards get a further skyrocket. You can sell it just off of the hype alone before the upgrade even happens. Um, and then lastly, there are some players that I've noticed that I think could get an upgrade, but I just don't think they have the appearances yet, whether it's enough at bats or enough starts as a pitcher. I just think you need to consider all things, including how much they've played. Because if someone's batting, 350, but only has 50 at bats, whereas someone's batting 340 with 90, I think the first player is less likely to get an upgrade than the second. So with that being said, let's hop into the market. I'll show you what I'm thinking of, what I'm looking at for upgrades, and who I would say consider investing in. So first, right off the bat, it looks like his price has already risen as Yadier Molina. He is, if you look at his stats here, he's a high silver, basically just because of his fielding stats. He has been with the catchers now for, maybe 15 years, and is just an absolute pro behind the plate defensively. And he's always been a pretty consistent hitter. Never, maybe for a few years he was one of the better hitters in the league, but he's always just been like a solid hitter, not amazing, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, he has had years that he's been really good, but there's always been someone who's been a better hitter than him. And mainly, but I think this year he's one of the best catchers in the league, hitting wise. He's batting 323. He's got 5 home runs, an OPS just shy of 1,000. He is a little bit on the shorter end of at bats, but I think he's got enough to make a case. And for a career average, he's batting 282. 282 career average with 165 home runs. So you look at that, and he's way above his career average. He's on pace to hit more home runs than he typically would in a season. I just think that this is a guy who has really come out of the gates killing the ball. And if you look here, he needs for a plus 14 to contact right and power right. He's up to an 83 on the day from that. So all he needs is just a small boost in his contact right or left, and I think he can get it because he's hitting so well average-wise that I think this is almost a for sure gold. If he doesn't get it this week, and he keeps it up, he'll definitely be a gold in a week or two. But if you buy him at 892 stubs a piece, you can just quick sell him and make 100 stubs per card. You can see, too, I have about 10 of them right now, one of them locked in. So I got 9 extras, nothing crazy. It's one of my, I guess, smaller end investments. Next up, we got from the Astros, we've got Christian Javier. So he is, did I spell his name wrong? I did spell his name wrong. So he is a starting pitcher for the Astros. Now, he does only have 4 starts, which is, I think, 1 or 2 less than the average in the league right now, but he's been killing it, I think. He's 74, so he's just like Yachty was a borderline gold. This guy's borderline silver. He's 3-0 in his 4 starts, 21 innings pitched, so he's about 5 innings per game, 26 strikeouts, so about 5 strikeouts a game, and he's got under a 1 ERA. So I think because of this, I think his home runs per 9 could go up a little bit. I think his K per 9s, he's averaging over a strikeout an inning, so you could see that get a little bit of a bump. And his whip is under 1 too, so you could even see maybe a walks per 9 go up a little bit. I think all 3 of those stats could see improvement just because of how well he's played this year. I don't think the stamina is going to go up, as I would say probably about average for 5 innings or so, but all he needs is a small boost, and you'll see him go silver. So I think this is kind of the second guy that I would look at. And if you're invested in him, it's silver's quick sell for 100, so I don't know how much you can make off quick sell, but if he goes silver, people might buy him and sell him for maybe a little more than 200-300 stubs, and you could sell them all off over time for profit. Next up, this is, I think, the most obvious upgrade of the week. There's no profit to be made here, but we're just going to talk about it. Corbin Burns is doing something that I don't know if it's ever. I mean, I know his walk to strikeout rate is something that's never been seen before, but this man is just having a year. I don't. I don't think he'll go diamond this week. I think that's too big of a jump, but I know last year they were doing big jumps because the season was shortened. And the season has been going on for months now, and we haven't had our roster update yet. He's got a 1.53 ERA, 49 strikeouts in under 30 innings, just shy of 30 innings, which is just insane. His WHIP is at .55, just over 1/2. And he's got 49 strikeouts, and he has not walked a single batter. That walks per nine number has got to go way up. I mean, same with the K per nine. That's got to go up some too, and the hits per nine. I mean, every single stat on this card could pretty much get improvement, other than velocity and break, because those are almost maxed as it is. But you look at the hits per nine, walks per nine, home runs per nine, strikeouts per nine. There's not a single stat that shouldn't be upgraded. I just think this guy is a lock for gold. I think he goes to probably an 83 this week, and he's on diamond watch for the next 2 weeks. I don't think he goes diamond. Some people might think that. Maybe he does. I mean, it's been a month of the season going on. We haven't even gotten a single upgrade yet because the game came out later than it typically does. So there is the potential he goes diamond. And if he does go diamond somehow, this is profit, because you could quick sell a diamond for 5K, and he's only 4K right now. But sure, he is the most surefire lock to get an upgrade this week. Just something to keep in mind. Another one who's very expensive and is not necessarily profitable, but you might want to hold on to if you have him, is Shohei Ohtani. The interesting thing with this guy is I don't know how upgrades will work on him. He deserves a pitching upgrade and a hitting upgrade, which is what makes it interesting, because I don't know how you measure him going up, because if he gets, let's say, a home run per nine upgrade, or a walk per nine upgrade, or a K per nine upgrade, and then also gets hitting upgrades, how much does that value for his overall? If he gets a small upgrade to 2 hitting and 2 pitching stats, does he go up 3 overalls? It's interesting, because we've never really seen anything like it where there's a guy who is a two-way player and getting upgrades consistently. I think he can get upgrades both sides, pitching and hitting. I say he's another lock for a gold. He's hitting 286 right now with 7 home runs, so the power is definitely there. And his ERA is 3.29. He's striking out a lot of batters, so I think this is probably a for sure upgrade as well. Again, I just don't know how it gets valued. Small upgrades plus ones or twos to a couple stats might put him to like an 82, just because of him getting upgrades on both parts. The next one I think is another one people have been talking about. Byron Buxton. His price has jumped massively in the past hour. He was 5K an hour ago. This is a card selling off of hype. If you don't have him, you could buy him. He's probably going to stay about this price if he goes diamond, maybe 10, 12K. I'd say he goes diamond. He's hitting 419 with 8 home runs. He's a gold because of all fielding and speed. He just needs any sort of hitting upgrade to go diamond, and he's hitting out of his mind this year. He's hitting like one of the best hitters in the league, and he was never even known to be that. He was known to be a decent, considerable hitter, but was known for his fielding, and once he got on, he was just take bases from you. So I think for sure this man deserves an upgrade. I don't see how he doesn't go diamond, quite honestly. So Byron Buxton, another one. Again, I wouldn't buy him now if you don't have him, unless, maybe he goes up a little more if he goes diamond. Try to see if you can buy him on a dip, because right now, again, hype from videos, people talking about him. So then 2 more upgrades, final 2 that I'm looking at. These are the ones I've really put my stubs into, I've really invested in. I am a Red Sox fan. There is favoritism here. I will be the first to admit that. First off, though, Xander Bogarts. This investment has already paid off for me. I bought 30 of them at 2,300 apiece. So I could sell them right now and make about 1,000 per. I'm going to hold off. I think he goes diamond this week. He's hitting 353 with 3 home runs, so nothing crazy on the home runs, but he's hitting better than his career average. His career average is 290. He's hitting 353. He's been lights out defensively. He's feels like he's for sure going to get a hit every time he gets up. Of course, that's not fully the case, but it just feels like he's consistently at the plate, just getting on base. Again, the power is not necessarily there. Maybe he doesn't get an upgrade yet because the power is not there. But if not this week, if he keeps up, he will go diamond this year. I don't know how he's not diamond. He's been one of those guys that throughout the years of MLB The Show has always been like gold, diamond, gold, diamond. Like he always starts gold and gets to diamond. I think this is another year he does this. I think they don't do defensive and fielding upgrades as often, but I think he deserves one at least some point this year. So this is another guy I think will go diamond. Again, maybe it's not this week. I think it could be this week, but maybe they decide to hold off a bit and see if he can get a couple more home runs before they give him the diamond nod. Maybe they just put him to an 84 for the time being. And then lastly, another card I think is probably going to get the biggest upgrade this week, the biggest jump, that is, I should say, is Garrett Whitlock. He is a 57 common, and he has appeared in 5 games. He's got 11.1 innings, so he's over 2 innings in appearance, 14 strikeouts, has not even given up a run, and he's got a .53 whip. This is his, I think technically his rookie year, his first career appearance. He's been in the league for a while. He was with the Yankees. He got hurt. I think he was a Rule 5 draft pick from the Yankees to the Red Sox. He's pitching lights out this year. Now, they might wait to give him a big upgrade because he hasn't fully proven it. You know, he's only pitched in 5 games. But he's a 57 common. This man's going to get an upgrade. It's not going to be like he's going to be gold. I've seen some predictions that he's going to be silver. I don't know if he'll be silver yet. But I have 210 of them. I bought them at 30 to 40 stubs a piece. He is going to go bronze, I think, this week. It's only an 8-point upgrade, which the way he's playing, I think, is deserved. Everything of his can be upgraded, and I would not. The way he is playing right now, if he can even keep up remotely to this pace, this is a card that I could see gold by the middle of the summer. So I have 210 of them that I bought for 30, 40 stubs a piece. So I probably spent, like, I think, doing quick math on that, like 60, 70,000 stubs. If he goes gold, it's 200K. That's 130K profit, and I don't mind putting the stubs that I did into this. So those are my upgrade predictions for the week for cards that I think are going to get to the next tier. There are other cards that I think will get upgrades. I think Jacob deGrom, we've all seen what he's been doing. I think he's a for sure upgrade to maybe like a 91 right now. So I think he could go to a 93. Vlad Guerrero, he's batting 320, I think, or something around those lines with like 7 home runs. He could get an upgrade. I don't think he goes gold this week. Again, I wanted to focus mainly on this week. There were a couple cards that I did mention that I said, if not this week, down the line, but I think they are all for sure locks at some point this season unless something happens. And then most of the guys, like unless I said otherwise, I think it's a for sure this week it's coming. Byron Buxton's coming this week, going to diamond. I think Garrett Whitlock going to bronze is a for sure this week. Christian Javier, I think, probably gets silver this week. Corbin Burns is a for sure gold this week. Shohei, I think, is a for sure gold this week. Those are what I would say are probably your best bets. A couple other guys, just to mention, again, I'm trying to focus like on cards that get upgrades to tiers, but Acuna might go up in overall. Just things like that. Tatis maybe gets one. His average isn't there, but his home runs are there. But those aren't tier upgrades. But if you're looking to do collections, you might want to invest in some of those cards before they hit, like Tatis hits like a 90 threshold. He'll just become more expensive. But yeah, you saw my investments. I've got 200 Garrett Whitlocks, 30 plus Bogarts, 10 Yadier Molinas. Those are going to be my upgrade predictions for this week, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope we can all kind of make some subs off of this together. And yeah, if you've got any predictions yourself that you want to share, let me know in the comments, and I will keep you guys posted if I notice anything else, either for this week or down the line for upgrades. Have a good one.